Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodu. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Niconsat. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu arrived in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia to attend the joint Arab-Islamic Summit. The president is expected to, among other issues, demand an immediate ceasefire to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict at the Islamic Summit. The summit, convened by King Salman and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, will focus on key issues affecting the Middle East, particularly the ongoing Israel-Palestine conflict. Barring any last-minute change, President Bola Tinubu may present the 2025 budget to a joint session of the National Assembly in the first week of December 2024, despite the necessary templates still needing to be finalized 10 days into November. The Senate, through its Finance Committee, has stated that the timing of the budget presentation is solely the executive branch's responsibility, led by President Tinubu. Traditionally, during the tenure of the 9th National Assembly, budget estimates for the upcoming fiscal year were usually presented in the first week of October, following the submission of the medium-term expenditure framework and the fiscal strategy paper for thorough review. The Senate Musa, APC Niger East, while fielding questions from newsmen regarding the timing of the 2025 budget presentation, clarified that the decision on the presentation of the budget lies with the executive, adding that the committee members are working on the 2025 budget, which will be forwarded once completed. Recall that President Tinubu submitted the 2024 budget estimates to the National Assembly on November 29, 2023, which resulted in a delay. The Coalition for Land Rights Advocacy in Nigeria is set to sue the federal government over alleged unfair payment in compensation. The coalition head, Shola Eniton, speaking in an interview with newsmen, said if the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, does not yield to the demands of the group, the coalition would head to court on behalf of the projected affected persons. He noted that the road project, purportedly presented to be in the public interest, has forcefully displaced numerous Nigerians, robbing them of their lands, homes, and livelihoods without compliance with the payment of just, fair, reasonable, and adequate compensations as enshrined in the law. The president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajaero, has directed state councils where the 70,000 new minimum wage is not being fully implemented to begin an indefinite strike from December 1st, 2024. The NLC president stated this in a communique at the end of its National Executive Council NEC meeting in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, warning that if it would not accept a situation where Rivers State workers are made victims of the ongoing political crisis in the state by withholding funds meant for payment of workers' salaries and other benefits. This comes as the NLC called on the federal government to review all perceived anti-people policies, lamenting that the policies were forcing Nigerians into destitution. The Kwara State government has urged public sector workers yet to register with the Kwara State Residence Registration Agency to do so immediately, because anyone without it will not get salary or bonuses in November. The State Commissioner for Finance, Dr. Hawa Nuru, disclosed this in a statement in Ilorin, stating that the registration started in July and is empowered by law to have relevant data on every resident in the state. She noted that the registration allocates unique identities to each person for effective planning, resource management, service delivery, and public safety. The commissioner added that registration into the Kwara State Residence Registration Agency was a vital step towards establishing a comprehensive and accurate database. She urged all the state employees who are yet to register to promptly complete their enrollment. And staying in the news, Kebbi State Governor Nasir Idris has sent a high-powered delegation to the National Security Advisor, Ribadu, and the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, to request for immediate support following the attacks on Mera village, which resulted to the killing of 15 innocent villagers. A statement issued by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Communication and Strategy, Abdullahi Idris Zuru, says the request is necessary considering the large number of heavily armed bandits moving into the state from the neighboring Sokoto state. He says unless the joint teams of the Army, Police, and other security agencies already overstretched are giving immediate support, the northern part of Kebbi State, particularly Agungu Emirate, will soon be taken over by the strange terrorists. Governor Idris assured that the state government is prepared to provide whatever is required to save the lives and properties of the citizens of the state. According to the statement, the governor has already released the sum of 50 million naira, and Senator Atiku Bagudu gave 30 million naira for the families of the deceased and other victims of the attacks. The four-man delegation is led by Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Abubakar Atiku. Recall that last week, the Lukarawa bandits in thousands attacked Mera village in Ugi local government of Agungu Emirates. Ahead of the 2024 Ondo State Guba elections, the chairman Asoyori Movement and senator representing Ondo South, Senator Jimo Ibrahim, has thrown his weight behind the All Progressive Party. He made this known at the Asoyori Convention at the Fortune University in Igbo Otako community in Okiti Pupa local government area of Ondo State. Kikelomo Okere has the details.
It was like a carnival at the University of Fortune, Igbo Tako, as billionaire business mogul and senator representing Ondo South Senatorial District, Senator Jimo Ibrahim, leading over 500,000 Asheyori movement to All Progressive Congress. Jimo Ibrahim urged residents of Igbo Tako community in Okitipupa local government area to shun violence and come out en masse to vote for All Progressive Congress on November 16 governorship election.
Asheyori movement is an arm of APC, which I set up. And when I contested last time, I got 111,665 votes. That's a lot of votes. Now our membership are 520,000 across the state. And that's very significant to any political party that want to win an election. APC is our party. And no matter the political differences, we have to make sure that APC wins the election. And the national chairman has been on our neck, and we are happy that he came all the way from Abuja. That underscored the significance of Asheyori, and I can assure you next week we will vote massively for APC.
Many people have described you as a good philanthropist. What is the motivation? The chairman, All Progressive Congress, Abdullahi Ganduje, says the convention is to motivate and encourage Asheyori members as well as appeal to them to come out en masse to exercise their franchise on the 16th of November. He applauds Senator Jimo Ibrahim for laying a solid foundation in empowerment, infrastructure, among others, for the progress of the state.
I'm so happy to see this crowd. This crowd is intimidating. In fact, the quality of the crowd is also intimidating. The enthusiasm, the alertness, the preparedness for the coming election on the 16th November 2024, we are convinced you are ready for the election.
Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa, who was also represented by his deputy, Olaide Adelami praised Senator Jimoh Ibrahim for bringing development to the community. He also pleaded with the residents to vote for APC for transformative regime.
When I got to this place, I was marveled when I saw the level of infrastructure that has been planted and placed there. It's a common saying that whoever brings education brings light. He has brought light to...
However, a 1-minute silence was observed in honor of the late former governor Akeredolu Olarotimi. From Akure, Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
TCN have expressed deep concerns over the rising cases of vandalism targeting transmission lines and towers. TCN's General Manager Public Affairs, Mrs. Ndidi Mba, made this known in a statement while reacting to the early Saturday destruction of the 330 kV Lokoja-Gwagwalada transmission line. She warned that this severely disrupting the nation's power grid and infrastructure, adding that 2 spans of aluminum conductors from the line were stolen with effort on the way to replace them. The TCN said further that while TCN is still supplying bulk power through Line 2, efforts are on the way to source a replacement aluminum conductors for the 2 spans stolen from the Line 1. Edo State Governor Senator Monday Opeholo has appointed Fred Itwa as the Chief Press Secretary of the incoming administration. Itwa's appointment was announced in Abuja by the governor-elect media team. This is Opeholo's first appointment ahead of his inauguration and the handover power by the outgoing administration of Governor Godwin Obaseki, which is scheduled for Tuesday. The Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, says all arrangements have been made to elect a new set of leaders that will pilot the affairs of the association. This is coming amidst pressing issues affecting their members, including a 3-month withheld salary. Reports gathered say the association plans to change its leadership at the 3rd quarter National Delegates Conference after completion of their 4-year tenure of the present leadership led by Comrade Muhammad Haruna Ibrahim. Addressing journalists at a press briefing in Abuja during the weekend ahead of the conference, SANU's national president, Comrade Ibrahim, explained that the union would be addressing key ongoing issues that remain in the active discussions with the federal government. You're watching Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When Midday News returns, federal government urges investors to tap into Nigeria's $2 billion sugar industry. Details of this as well as foreign and sports stories coming right after the break. Please stay with us. Welcome back from the break. And in business, the federal government has called on local and international investors to tap into the country's sugar market, estimated at $2 billion. Executive Secretary and CEO of the National Sugar Development Council, Kamal Bakrin, made the call, noting that Nigeria's annual sugar consumption is about 1.4 to 1.6 million metric tons. Bakrin said that the NSDC is embarking on the investment drive with the aim of significantly reducing Nigeria's dependence on Brazil, from where it currently imports approximately 96% of its sugar needs. According to him, the Nigerian sugar market, valued at an estimated $2 billion, presents a profitable venture for investors due to the strong growing demand for domestic production, adding that the local production becomes even more advantageous amid currency fluctuation that make imports costly. Nigeria's equities market closed in negative territory at the weekend with benchmark index. The Nigerian Exchange All Share Index ASI shared 0.2% down to 296.19 points from 97,432.92 points the previous week. Market capitalization lost 118 billion naira week on week to settle at 58.92 trillion naira. The mixed sentiment and profit-taking led to sell pressures in heavyweight stocks, while buying interest in the energy sector and others during the week under review continued in the face of high volatility and continued portfolio rebalancing among market players on the strength of third quarter scorecards, among other factors. On the foreign scene, Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer is expected to discuss European security and the likely impact of a second Trump presidency when he holds talks with French President Emmanuel Macron in Paris. Downing Street said ahead of attending a ceremony at the tomb of the unknown soldier, Macron and Starmer are expected to discuss Russia's ongoing invasion and the humanitarian situation in Gaza. Their meeting comes as questions are being asked about U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's support for Ukraine after he said he could end the war with Russia in one day. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has spoken to Russian leader Vladimir Putin, urging him not to escalate the war in Ukraine. According to reports, Trump held the call from a Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida days after his stunning election victory over Democratic rival Kamala Harris. The report said Trump also expressed an interest in further conversations to discuss the resolution of the Ukraine war soon. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has made two more key appointments ahead of his return to the White House in January. According to a statement, Tom Homan will serve as Trump's border receiver, having previously served as the returning president, acting director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement. New York Congresswoman Elsie Stefanik has also been made ambassador to the United Nations. And jumping into the world of sports, Nigeria striker Victor Osimhen took his kindness to another level by dedicating his brace in their 3-2 win over Samsunspor to injured Galatasaray teammate Mario Icardi. 25-year-old Osimhen gave his team the lead 3 minutes into the Turkish Super League game week 12 fixture and restored the advantage in the 55th minute. The former league player, who joined the Turkish champions on a season-long deal from Napoli in September, celebrated his effort by hoisting Icardi's shirt in front of the fans at the Rams Park in Istanbul. Fast-rising Super Falcons midfielder Deborah Abiodun has become a household name in the NCAA Division's Women's Soccer Tournament with the University of Pittsburgh. The 21-year-old, in her second year at the institution, was named to the second-team All-ACC, gaining recognition as a top-ranked player for the second straight season and helping her university close out the regular season with a 963 overall record and a 352 mark in conference play. Abiodun came on strong after missing 6 games due to injury before the start of the ACC play. That's it on Midday News, and it came to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and on Star Times channel 276 and free to air on Niconsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. I am Anthony Momodu. Thank you for watching.